We are going to talk about solving trigonometric equations and sketching sine, cosine, and tangent. We have to talk about these things. Like we will talk about the sketching of sine, cosine, and tangent, and the trigonometric equations, simple trigonometric equations we have to solve. Remember that sine, cosine, and tangent sketching we will do from 0 to 360 degree. Okay, and this sketching we have to do. So first, let's begin with the sine. Remember that if you have y is equal to sine of x, if you have y is equal to sine of x, so this x is the angle of sine. Then if it is written like this, x is greater than equal to 0, less than equal to 360, mean you have to sketch the sine from 0 to 360. Okay. For the sketch, what do you need whenever you have to sketch for sine? Okay. Uh, you have to remember the value of y is equal to sine. The maximum value of y is 1. Like y will always be greater than equal to minus 1, less than equal to 1. That is always you have to remember. If it is given y is equal to sine of x, the value of y will always be greater than equal to minus 1, less than equal to 1. It can never be less than this. It can never be more than this. Okay. So no. X is angle. Mean your angle will be from 0 to 360 degree. This is in which angle we have to sketch. Actually, what happens when you take, for example, if you see this is the angle, this is less than 90 degrees. Yes, we call it acute angle. This angle is called the right angle. So if you see, this is one right angle, two right angles, three right angle, and four right angle. So we say one rotation is equal to 360 degree always. Okay, so for one rotation, you have to sketch for y is equal to sine x. In the same way, you have to sketch for y is equal to cos x also. Okay, and you have to sketch for y is equal to tangent x. So for these two, for sine and cosine, you have to remember that the values will be like sketching of tangent, even you have to do from 0 to 360 degree. Okay, sketching of tangent you have to do from 0 to 360 degree. But the value of y for the tangent can be different. Okay, the value of y will be always minus between minus 1 and 1. Okay, now how we will sketch that? It's better if I take the question. I'm taking this question from the recent past paper. I took these questions, so you can have the better idea how we will sketch them. Like what type of the question would be given. So you have to remember the steps in mind. Okay. For example, in this question, it has been given that you have to sketch y. Like the first question is saying sketch y is equal to cos x from 0 to 360 degree. Okay. Like the angle is given. I will come to tangent. I told you tangent has slight different properties. So first let's talk about the sine and cosine. Okay. Like this question I took from one of the recent past papers, and this is saying that sketch for y is equal to cos x. Now, when you do sketching, in sketching, we don't need to be 100% accurate, but we try to draw it. So you know the value of y will be in this case, in case of cos, you will never the value of y will never cross this range. It will be from minus 1 to 1. It will be between minus 1 and 1. Okay. Yes, in IGCSE, your sketching is from 0 to 360. Rest type of the question we will discuss. Okay. Like this is 0. Now, what is the best thing that I suggest to the student always? Divide this gap, divide this gap into 90 parts. Okay, like let's say you can say here it would be 90. Let me change the color so it will be more visible. 90, 180, second. 90, 180, and 270. So like divide it into 90-90 gap, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree. Okay. When you're sketching for cos, hmm, cos at zero, when you take at zero, the value of the cos is one. So you will start from here. Okay. It will be zero. Hmm. At this one, it will be zero. And then at this one, it will be zero. Okay. So you will start from here. It will be like this one. You have to sketch. You have to remember the sketch. And at 180, it will be minus 1. So you have to remember like from here, it will be like this. And then at this one, it will be 0. Like it should not cross like this one. At 360, it becomes. This is the sketch of y is equal to cos x. You have to remember it should not go down. This one, this one. And another thing you have to remember in this sketch, this is, for example, this is a point, this is a point, this is a point. Yes, this is a point. For example, if you take this point, the coordinate of this one, whenever we write the coordinate, how do we write the coordinates? We write as x, y. What will be the coordinate of this point if you have to write? Here x is 0, y is 1. So the coordinate of this point are 0, 1. Okay? Yes, cos graph will always be like this one from 0 to 360. Okay? Now, for example, what will be the coordinate of this point? This point will have the coordinate x is 90 and y is 0. And at this point, the coordinate of this point, x is 180, y is minus 1. So 180 minus 1. At this point, the coordinate of this point will be 270 and y is 0. And the coordinate of this point will be, for in case of cos we are talking about, the coordinate of this point is going to be 361. Okay? Because sometimes question asks you about the coordinates also. So this is the general sketch of cos that you have to remember from 0 to 360. It will be like this one. Okay? 90 and 270. Okay? At that point, the x value will be 0. Like when x is 0, y will be, when x is 90 degree, y will be 0. You can check even in the calculator. Cos, if you put x 90 here, the value of y will come 0. This is. Okay? Got it? This is the sketch of y is equal to cos x. Anytime if it is given. I will come to the tangent also. Meanwhile, first let me talk about the sketch of sine, because sine and cosine resemble, their properties are same. For example, now in this question it is same. If I ask you to sketch for you have to sketch for y is equal to cos x from 0 to 360. So what will you do? Like make a gap of 90, it will be perfect. 270 in between that. So what will you do? You know very well that it will start from here, and at this point at 180 it will be minus 1. Okay, and at 360 it will be 1. So you can just, this is the turning point that you will turn from here, and this is the sketch of y is equal to cos x. Again, you know very well the coordinate of this point. What is the coordinate of this point? This point is going to be, this point is going to be 180 minus 1. This point is going to be 90, 0. This point will be 0, 1. And this point will be 361. This is for y is equal to cos x. Okay? So this simple sketch of y is equal to cos. Wherever will be y is equal to cos, you will sketch it in this way. Keep that in mind always. This solution, I will come towards the solution later. Because right now, first I have to focus on the sketch. Cos sketch now should be clear, okay? Next is the sketch for sine. Let's sketch for sine. This is a sketch of cos. Always please you have to remember. Okay. Sketch for question is saying to you sketch the graph of y is equal to sine x from 0 to 360. Okay. Like you have to make a sketch from 0 to 360. Now for sine, you have to again remember, sine also has the y maximum value. Y will be between -1 to 1. I mean, you will never go more than that. You will never go less than this value. But it is different. Cos graph is like this. Sine graph will be like this one. It will be maximum here and minimum here. Like the zero value will be here. Like that. And in the same way is okay. This is sine graph. If it would be cos, it would be like this one. Okay. Now, if you need the coordinate of this point, for example, this point will be 0, 0. This point will be 91. Yes. This point will be now 180, 0. This point will be 270 -1, and this point will be 360, 0. This is for y is equal to sine x. So wherever you have to sketch for sine, the sketch will be like this. Okay. Now quickly, I'm going to sketch two graphs here. I'm going to sketch two graphs here. You guys will tell me. One second, hold on. 1 second, hold on, hold on, hold on. I have a sketch here. And you guys will tell me this sketch. What do you think? Which trigonometric sketch is this one? Which trigonometric ratio has this sketch? Cos. Very good. And if I ask you, what will be if this is for y is equal to cos x? And what is this value? Anybody can tell the coordinate of this point? No, this is 1. This value is 1, okay? So it means the coordinate of this point will be 0, 1 because x is 0, y is 1. And what will be the coordinate of this point? Because in case of cos, you know very well this is at 90 degree. Yes, this 90, 0. What about this one? This will be at 180. Yes, this will be 180 -1 because this value will be -1 here. And what about this one? This will be 270, 0. And if I ask you what are the coordinate of this point, so this point will have the coordinate 361. 361 because this point will be 360. But this is a sketch of y is equal to cos x. Understood or not? So you should be able to identify also by looking at a particular sketch that which sketch is for which one. Okay. Got it or not? Now, for example, I have a sketch here. These are the two sketch here. You can clearly see this is the graph number 2. Okay. Graph number 2 is sketch for what? Cos. Yes. This is for y is equal to cos x. Yes. And the second one is for y is equal to sin x. Because sine will start. Always remember that 1 -1. So sine graph and cosine graph. This difference you should remember. Yes, this is for y is equal to sine x. Okay. What are the coordinate of this point? If you see 270 -1. Coordinate of this point 180, 0. Coordinate of this point 91. Coordinate of this point 0, 0. So you should be able to identify that. Okay? So there are different ways to ask the same question. Hmm? Okay, now let's see. Let me show you. So I hope so now you can differentiate between y is equal to sine and y is equal to cos x graph. Yes? Yes or not? Okay, now about the tangent, remember that one. Actually, tangent is invalid for few points. When we take the sketch of the tangent, remember that tangent is not valid for few points. These points are called asymptotes. Now, let me show you 1 second. I have here. If you see at these values at 90, 180, 270, and 360, tangent will be invalid. So these points are called asymptotes. What do we call them? Asymptotes. For example, if you take tangent 90 degree, because here 90 means it will give you math error, tangent 90 degree. It will give you a math error. It means tangent is invalid at this value. 180, 270, 360, tangent will be invalid. So always when you sketch the tangent graph, you have to draw first at these points, these values. Like if you have been asked to sketch for y is equal to tangent x, the first thing is you will draw, like if I have been asked for sketching the tangent, what I will do, the first thing that I have to do is immediately I will, 1 second, where is, let's say I have been asked to sketch for y is equal to tangent x. So what I will do, the first thing I will do, I will make like that 0, 90, because that is the gap you have to take. 180, try to make the gap same. 270 and 360. Now we know these points 90 and 270, like just here you can see 90, 180, 270, and 360. These are the asymptotes. Okay, these we say are the asymptote for this. So you will sketch for them. No, but 1 second. Tangent 180 is not asymptote. 1 second. Let me check. Tangent 180 is not an asymptote. It's zero. Okay. So remember that. I'm sorry. It's not formula, please. This is the range of the values. Mean in from 0 to 360 for one rotation. Because if I have to sketch the sine graph, I can sketch it unlimited. So for one rotation only, it's nothing to do with the formula. So please, if you note down, tangent is invalid. Tangent is not valid at 90 to 70 degree. So these are asymptote for tangent. Okay, mean this is asymptote. This is an asymptote for tangent. Domain. The range will be y values. So these are domain. Okay, so range y value. Now for tangent, when you will be sketching the tangents, remember that 90 and 270. These are the asymptotes. So how will be the sketch of the tangent from 0 to 360? Because we are making from 0 to 360. So how will be the sketch? You have to remember this sketch, okay? It will be like this one, and it will continue. And then next what it would be? It will be, because 90 is asymptote, so it should not touch that one. 270 is asymptote, so it should not touch that one. In the same way, if it will be now from here, if it is going to be, I have to sketch next. 1 second, if it should be like that, it will be on that side. So this is the sketch of tangent that you have to remember. Like here, if I will sketch, 1 second, I'm going the wrong. Yes, here you have been asked for the tangent. So how it would be? You have to remember this sketch, please. Okay? No, no, no. Sorry. No. So remember these points, please, carefully. From 0 to 90, from 0 to 90, tangent will have a positive value. You can see it will be above the x-axis. Yes, the y value will be positive. Okay. From 90 to 180, it will have a negative value. You can see it is below the x-axis. Yes. From 180 to 270, it will have a positive value. And from 270 to 360, it will have a negative value. And if you talk about these values at 90 and at 270, not valid. Mean there will be asymptote. This one and this one will be asymptote. Okay. And secondly, at 180 and 360, the value is 0. If you note down these points, it will be useful for us when we will be solving the further question for them. Okay. So till now, three things should be clear. The sketch shape. What we have taken till now, three things should be very clear. The sketch shape. Okay. I'm going to show you three graphs now. No, if you will put, because it will be invalid. You take the calculator. Take the calculator and take tangent 90. It will give you math error. Mean it will be infinite value there. Tangent 270, it will give you math error. It will be invalid. So for such point, we call them asymptotes. So it means at 90 and 270 degree are the asymptotes. Okay. So you have to remember these things about the tangent graph. So now I'm going to have here three sketch are there. So from this sketch, you should be able to identify. Graph number one is for y is equal to, look, this is graph you have to remember. It's for y is equal to tangent x. Yes. This is the graph for y is equal to cos x. This is graph for y is equal to sin x. Okay. So you should be able to identify these points, please. Now let's say just give me a minute. Let's say I'm taking this question, okay? Here I have a question. Sketch the graph of y is equal to tangent x. So how would you sketch? First thing, make, because it is the tangent, keep the gap of, okay. So how we will sketch? This one, this one, this one. That's it. We have sketched. Yes, understood or not? Michelle, you joined late. I hope so. You also got it. Please, at least around 12 or 1 p.m. We should look at least that. I know it's my mistake. I put 15 minutes earlier than the usual routine. But at least you should. Uh, this is a graph of y is equal to sine x. Clearly, you know if it is this one is for sine. Write down the coordinate of the point A. Now this is point A. What will be the coordinate of the point A? Yeah, it is raining here as well. I know. Uh, this is yes. So you know this one will be 91. Yes. If I ask you about this one, 180. And the coordinate of the point B, this will be 270, 270 minus 1. Okay? So you have to remember these points. And what if I ask you about this one? Hmm. This graph, what do you think? Is of what is of y is equal to cos x? Yes. So what are the coordinate of point A? 90, 0. What about B? 180. B, 180 minus 1. Okay. So maximum question will revolve around this one. You should be able to identify them. If any question related to the sketching is given in this way, you should be able to sketch them. Okay. Now, for example, the angle x is acute angle. You know, acute angle mean less than 90, less than 90 degree. And I told you, if you look at the sketch of tangent, the tangent sketch is like this one. The tangent sketch is 90, 180, 270, 360. I told you it is from 0 to 90, it is positive. Yes. Mean you can say from 0 to 90, as I wrote already, I told you, I remember here. Oh my gosh. While I was writing, yes. If you see from 0 to 90, it is negative. Mean you can say the tangent of x is less than 0. From, sorry, is positive, sorry, positive. It is greater than 0. You can say it is above, yes? So in the same way, from 90 to 180, it is less than 0. From 180 to 270, it is positive. So, you know, if we have the angle from 0 to 90, we call it acute angle. So for acute angle, tangent x will be greater than 0. Now from 90 to 180, we call the angle obtuse angle. So tangent x will be negative. You can see here, it is less than 0. Okay. And from 180, from 180 to 270, if you see, the tangent x is positive again. By the way, there is no name given to 180 to 270. But from 180 to 360 is called reflex angle. So from 270 to 360, it is negative again. So if you see in this question, if we look at this one, the x is acute angle, mean it is from 0 to 90 degree. Obviously, tangent x would be positive. Okay, understood or not? Hmm? Clear? Okay, for example, if this is a question, can you hold on for 1 second, just please? Okay, have a look at this one. The angle x is such that from 270 to 360 degree, like the angle is from 270 to 360. Circle the correct statement. If you know the three sketch are in front of you, I'm going to sketch the three. This is for cos, this is for sine, and this is for 90, 180, 270, 360. This is for tangent. Okay. Now, angle is from 270 to 360. 270 to 360, 90, 180, 270. Mean it's this part, 90, 180, 270. Okay. Is this part, mean this part, okay? And 270 is 90, 180, 270 is this part, okay? So if you see from 270 to 360, cos is clearly positive. Sine is negative from 270 to 360 because it is less than 0, yes? Sine x is less than 0. And if you see tangent x is also less than 0. So which option is correct here? Tangent x is negative, tangent x is negative and cos is positive. So this will be the correct statement. Okay? Because clearly you can see this is actually, this part is from 270 to 360. This is from 270 to 360 for sine. 270 to 360, this is 270 to 360, this part is. So this one will be clearly there. Okay? Clear? Now listen to me. I will send you two worksheet actually. This one will be very small worksheet about such questions of the sketching. One will be about the sketching. And the second worksheet will be the mock worksheet. Mock worksheet will include the vector questions. It will include the trigonometric questions, 2D and 3D, okay? It will include the histogram questions and the probability questions. Deadline will be tomorrow, 3 p.m. for both worksheets. Okay? I actually, someone came outside to see me. I'm sorry. Otherwise, my plan was to continue the class even after that one. But it's okay. Inshallah, tomorrow we will start from here and we'll go with a new topic. But I will send you this worksheet. Someone came to see me. He just waiting me outside. Okay. So see you inshallah. Thank you.